So, I was thinking. Well, first let me introduce myself. My name is Alex. I'm a student from Germany. I'm currently studying my bachelor in computer science at the University of Applied Science in Kempten. Well, and I was thinking how to start this channel. And I had like half a dozen versions of a script because I wanted the first video to be well, it's important because the first video is like the first contact to the internet for some people at least. And I recorded like 2 of them, and I was not really happy with the result. So I was thinking again, and I thought, well, the first video actually maybe is not that important because there probably won't be that many people watching the first video when it gets released. So yeah, in most of the variations of this first script, I was thinking about maybe doing a type of vlog thing, but I'm not really that good in front of a camera, and I'm actually kind of used to talk to a mic like that before because I used to do gaming videos like I think 4 or 5 years ago now. Well, on my old channel, I uploaded like every few days, I think. Sometimes a big break. I don't know. Well, not that many people watched that because, well, I think it was the peak time of gaming. Well, it still is big gaming time on YouTube, but that was like, let's say, it was after the peak of Minecraft, but I was still playing Minecraft, and I was recording in German, so that's like probably way less people watching. If I would have started in English, probably would have gained like maybe 100 times more, which is not that many because I actually did not have well, most of the videos had like 20 views. I had like 30 subscribers, so yeah, not that much. Well, anyway, I wanted to start a new channel. It's not my first one, as I said. The gaming channel is also not my first one. I had another one which had like 2 songs that I made, which I'm probably going to use here so I can delete that channel. And I have my own old private channel which exists since over 10 years now on YouTube, but only passive. There's 1 video on it. Well, actually there's been more than 1 on it, but only 1 is there now. And well, it's not that interesting. The interesting thing is that it still exists after over a decade, and I'm mainly passive on YouTube. Not even writing that many comments, like maybe once or twice in a few months. But most of the time I'm just watching. Nowadays I'm not even using that account that much. Well, I'm still using it, but I'm shifting away from the thing. I heard a lot of stories about people they don't see the videos they're subscribed to in their inbox. I actually never use the inbox in YouTube. I always get the email notifications, but sometimes not even I did get the email notifications. So what I'm doing right now currently, which works pretty well, is for each channel on YouTube you can have an RSS feed. So I'm using an old RSS reader on my Linux machine, and that works pretty well. For some channels I use it to filter the content, because some channels I only subscribe to because of a single format and I don't care about the rest, so I'm filtering all that stuff. I could probably do the same thing with my emails, but kind of want to have it separate from the emails. So to get back to the story, to the main thing, the first video of this channel, one of the main things I always think is, when I'm thinking about writing a script for a video, is like a main rule for writers, I guess. It's show, not tell. Which is kind of ironic because I'm doing it right now and I wanted to do it in my first video, so to explain what I wanted to do with the channel. Well, and as I said, I'm doing it right now, which is, well, now the next part of this conversation. As you already recognize right now, it's more like a podcast now, so I'm doing a voiceover in my bad German accent, and and I'm probably going to input a tiny bit of video material, but not that much. As I said, the reason for this, because I'm not that good in front of a camera. I actually never really recorded a video in front of camera. Well, I actually did with... It used to be on my old channel, but was different. It was more acting and less vlog, and more bad acting and less trying to be a professional vlog kind of thing. And then I thought, well, podcasts. I watch some podcasts on YouTube. Well, rather listen to them. And most podcasts are like an hour or maybe 45 minutes. So kind of long. I probably won't sit here and talk for 45 minutes. So I thought maybe make a kind of podcast thing, but a bit shorter. So I can make like more of them, but shorter. And I wanted to use the first one, this one, for an introduction, because it makes sense. As I already said, I'm doing my bachelor paper at my university right now, and it's a project management software for small and medium-sized companies, based on the project management body of knowledge, also known as PM book, from the Project Management Institute. So I'm making a project management software based on that book, on that standard. And well, I'm not 100% sure about the rights of the software, because I'm doing it at the university itself, with my project management professor. But as far as I know, I'm going to keep the rights, not the university and not my professor, but I'm not sure. So if that's the case, I want to publish it, of course. And it's probably going to be free, because it's not good, so I don't want to charge money for it. Well, we'll see. We have a few months now to. It's just the start right now, and well, one way to get customers or something like that is this thing. I want to make a small community on YouTube. As I said, I'm a passive part of YouTube since over a decade now, and there are a few YouTubers that I really like, and they all have like great community around them, so kind of want a thing like that. To have some feedback and to actually see that what you do gets used by people and people like it or whatever, because all the kind of software that I did for now is, well, either not finished or not really used. So yeah. One of the I think probably the very first YouTuber that I subscribed to and watched was, and still is, Jack Conti. He used to make music on YouTube. Well, he still does with his wife. I think wife now. Yes, I think wife. Natalie Dawn. And well, his YouTube channel about his music alone is, I think, not that active since probably also 4 or 5 years now, like my gaming channel. And well, he's actually doing Patreon right now, which well, probably many of you know, and I know. And yeah, I lost my thought of track. Well, as you see, I know Jack Conti since nearly a decade, and he's now CEO of his own company, and I thought, like, wow, that guy practically started on YouTube. I don't know if he actually did something else before that, but he kind of started on YouTube. Well, and got like all of his community there, and now it shifted to Patreon probably. Well, part of them are still on YouTube. Anyway, so that kind of small community would be very welcome around my projects. And well, the project management software that I'm actually doing right now is one of many projects that I have. Probably one of the older ones. Well, actually not that old. I think I started my first prototype on that software. Prototype in quotations, because it wasn't really a prototype. But the first version of that software I did in the, I think, first or second semester, which is now also 4 years ago, because I've been on the university 1 year longer than I should have because of my internship. Excuse me, I'm drinking water. And since then the software kind of evolved, got a tiny bit more stuff here and there because I learned more at the university, and I never really finished it. That's like one of the big problems I have with all my projects. I rarely finish a project, but when I do it, I'm mostly happy with the result. Like my last year, I used to do a group project at the university with 2 of my friends and 3 other people that I didn't know before then. And well, actually 4. Yes, 4. And it was a planned monitoring system developed with a big Raspberry Pi, I think Raspberry Pi 3B, or however you call them nowadays, for the base, and a few smaller Raspberry Pi Zeros for each pod, and there's a bunch of sensors on there, and well, it tracks like the humidity and the temperature and sunlight and stuff like that. There's already stuff like that outside, so we made it as a project for university, and I was quite happy with the result, and therefore I got a relatively, well, it was the best grade you could get, A+. I think probably the whole team got an A+. There's probably usually no exception, like all of the whole group gets a 1+, A+, and that's it. That software I liked. I did the, like, most of the user interface, and that's like what I basically do nowadays. Every time I do a lot of interfaces. I used to have multiple websites that I made, none of them currently active, where I do the interface, and well, now even the project management software that I'm doing right now is the user interface mainly. Well, and this time I'm doing the back part too, the backend. And well,